My name's Amata, and in this RedGamingTech video our main course is Metal Gear Survive, but we have a little sort of side platter from 343 Industries and Halo 6 as well. But as I said, let's begin things with Metal Gear Survive. Now of course, Metal Gear Survive is the first Metal Gear game that Konami are putting out that isn't going to have Kojima at the helm. Now, before you guys ask in the comments, there is not going to be any Metal Gear Survive gameplay or trailers or whatever in this video because, well, Konami's gonna Konami, let's just put it that way. They're not exactly the best when it comes to YouTube, so I'm just going to skip that headache entirely if that's quite alright with you. However, as I say, people aren't particularly hopeful, especially given the trailer showed these weird unicorn zombie things, and I'm just like, okay, I don't really get what this is, what it has to do with Metal Gear, like, bleh. And now we have some more details about Metal Gear Survive, which are less than brilliant, thanks to a report from GameSpot. And basically, we have learned the first disappointing thing is that Metal Gear Survive does require a constant internet connection, even on the single player part of the game, because of seamless multiplayer being a thing. And Konami's exact quote on this was, quote, Metal Gear Survive's online connectivity requirements were built to support a seamless integration between single player and co-op. This will also enable us to provide ongoing content post-launch. Not really great, to be honest. Yes, internet is getting better and better, but, you know, dropouts still do happen. You might live in a spotty area, or even if you live in an amazing area for internet, sometimes the internet just falls over in the middle of a game and you just don't know why, and it's kind of annoying. Obviously, if it's a multiplayer only game, it makes perfect sense. That, you can't really argue against that. But for the single player, nah. I would at least like to have the option of playing it without the internet. Like, if you get more features with the online mode, cool. But forcing it, I'm never a big fan of, to be honest. So, yeah. The other thing that we learned is that Metal Gear Survive will indeed have a microtransactions store. Not exactly surprising or even new for the franchise, given that this was also the case in Metal Gear Solid 5 The Phantom Pain. And GameSpot helpfully provided a screenshot of the store. Again, I'm not going to show this, but I will include a link to it in the description below this video so you can go check it out for yourself. And gives you a bit of a preview as to the sort of thing you can purchase with the in-game currency. Unfortunately, there was no price points disclosed or anything like that, but coins are available to purchase as you would expect through real money or through standard gameplay, but undoubtedly it's going to be extremely grindy to unlock these via gameplay, as tends to be the case with this sort of microtransaction currency. So, as you can see in the image, which again will be linked below, there's various boost passes which last for various durations of time, but it's hard to comment on how good or bad this is, because I don't want to comment on a game that is still being developed and is very much in flux. These items could not exist in a week's time. They could be very different. The buffs they could give you be very different. So it's hard to say until the game is complete. But obviously, I would hope that there's no advantage to be gained in the multiplayer for people paying real cash. Hopefully Konami aren't going that route. But given that it's Konami, I wouldn't really be all that surprised, to be honest. One last thing that we did learn that is a bit more positive, however, is that you can expect the game to take about 15 to 20 hours to play through the campaign. Obviously your mileage may vary and all that, but that is the average playtime, which isn't actually too shabby. I will say that's actually a decent campaign length, but obviously length does not equal quality, so yeah. Now one last thing I want to throw in, as I said, is regarding Halo 6. And this is definitely on topic as it is actually regarding loot boxes. Obviously the Metal Gear Survive wasn't loot boxes, but still, you pick it up one, put it down, it's fine. Anyway, so you might have seen the recent rumour kicking around that both Microsoft and 343 Industries were looking for ways to implement loot boxes in Halo 6. And thankfully, the one and only Frank O'Connor went onto the Resetter forums and he basically said this is nonsense. So of course we'll include a link to the post in the description below if you want to give it a read. But he said, quote, "This is bunk, we're not re-evaluating anything significant, and Microsoft isn't designing anything for the game. 343 is. We watched the EA Battlefront thing with the curiosity you'd expect, but our current rec system is player-focused and well-liked and unintrusive as far as these things go. We have made 0 announcements about our next projects and continue to work on our next game and technology with players' needs and interests in mind. However, the story, as loosely presented as it is, has no bearing or relation to any current efforts. I suppose you could say Company X is evaluating Feature U and always have some grain of truth, but we are neither aping nor adapting an unrelated system from another game. This follows an equally vague rumour about an issue with our engine, which in fact counters to significant ongoing improvements and evolution of our tech. If there was some nugget of truth to both, I'd just ignore it. Development is rife with normal example of both of these stories, but in this case there aren't even noticeable small examples that this could have been based on. Certainly in the future we'll be evolving our systems and tech, and maybe these general and vague statements will have brief applicability, but right now, nah. So basically he's saying that they're still working on the game, but at the moment these rumours are based on nothing but hot air. There's not even anything going on within the development team that could have spurred these rumours. I guess someone just was bored and decided, hey, do you know what, I'm going to start a rumour about loot boxes and Halo 6 because people love Halo and people really don't like microtransactions and loot boxes at the moment thanks to Battlefront 2. So hey, yeah, free controversy points. Thankfully, at the moment at least, it seems that they're just saying, nope, this is all bunk, but they're not drawing a line saying never, you know. He says, at the moment, nah, but again, this game is still being worked on, blah, 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 blah. I'm sure he doesn't want to say anything for certain, and I certainly don't either, but in case you have seen this rumour kicking around, it has been debunked. So, breathe a sigh of relief for now, but as with anything, you know, just wait and see what happens, really. I'm sure there's quite a lot of hype for Halo 6. Not really a franchise I'm overly passionate about, but it's always interesting, to say the least. It's not one of my favourites, but I don't dislike it either. It's always enjoyable, to say the least. So, definitely interested to see what they have for us in the future, but, you know, obviously I'm going to wait until we actually have something solid. But always nice to see some rumours getting slapped down every now and again, because more often than not, companies, you know, oh, we don't comment on rumour and speculation, and then they just run rampant for months and kind of morph into, like, you know, horrible Lovecraftian monstrosities by the end of it. So thankfully, they did just lay off the smackdown and put this rumour to bed, at least for the moment. So, with all that said, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.